Hi there, this is Sarah from Handmade Expressions, and this is how to sew on a button with 4 holes. So let's get started. So of course you're going to need your thread, your fabric that you're sewing it onto, a button with 4 holes, your needle and very sharp scissors, and you can also use a needle threader as well. So I would not cut the thread right away. First, to use a needle threader, you actually push those flexible wires through the needle eye, or the eye of the needle. Then you put the thread through that sort of shape that's made by the flexible wires. They're very, very flexible. You can squish them. So you put it through there, and then when you pull the threader out of the needle, you should have some thread going all the way through. So hopefully that will work for you.
Shh. I'm trying to video stuff.
Okay, so I usually cut somewhere around
I'm trying to make knots.
16 to 20 inches or so of thread. You don't want to cut too much or too long of a piece because it gets snagged and it gets into knots too easily. So I usually put 2 or 3 knots at the very end, and that's double thread. You can use a single thread as well with a knot, but I find it easier just to double it up and make some knots at the end, and 2 or 3 hopefully in the same spot. They don't always go, as you can see, so I'll just cut off the last little knot. I like to make them fairly big, otherwise they tend to go right through the fabric. Okay, and those are fabric scissors. They're not used for anything else, and that's why they're always super sharp. Okay, sorry about my middle finger there. I had to hold the button on. So from the back, you press the needle through one of the holes very carefully. Don't jab your finger because that hurts. And just choose the hole you'd like to put it in. Oh, I got a snag. Just be gentle with your thread. If you pull it too hard, too fast, you're going to get knots. Okay, so there we go. Gently through there. And there's different patterns you can do with the thread. I usually just do sort of like an 11, two holes with 1 line of thread like this, and then the other 2 holes. Some people will do thread joining all the holes to make a box. It's up to you how you want to do it. It's as long as you do it with strong thread several times like this, it's going to be very secure. So after a bit, so you can leave it like that, or I started doing a cross type stitch here, just for a change of pace. You can do both together, or you can just do the X shape I'm doing here, whichever you prefer. Oh, I'll gently pull that other thread in there so it doesn't make a knot. Then after a while, I would just put the needle in through the fabric from the back to the front underneath the button, because you want to bring the needle to the front so that you can start to wrap the thread around.